Hi, I'm still in Sibiu, Romania, or I got back there. Happy to be back, by the way. I'm, I like to make a video about living on light because I like to share more about that. But now I'm saying this, maybe it's nice to start with that I'm happy to be back because yesterday I went out for a trip to the Hidden Pyramids. They were only discovered in the beginning of this year, and the last days I met some guys that I dated with, so I had the thing that I was planning for or set out was working out also. So I learned a lot about the country and also with more experiences on the sexual path. But yesterday I was alone and the pyramids are just discovered and it rained a lot. So I was with the car and I was going up and I was like, it's this road, it's really muddy. And at some point I thought, "Oh, this is not good, I better go back." And so I wanted to go back and it was like, and I said, no, no, and again, and oh, I'm stuck here in the mud. And I was looking around and there was just like no one there. And well, if you know me a little bit, my two left hands, and um, I was like, okay, I'll go try to fix it. So I went out of the car, and with my logical mind that is not functioning, also you probably know that, wearing a nice shirt, and so I was like, I'm going here in the mud. So I got my hands dirty and put all kind of stones next to the wheels. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to try. I'm going away, and I was vroom, 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 and the motor was getting hot. So, and then I felt like, hey, this is a nice moment for perception because you can make a fuss out of everything that occurs to you, but you can also see like, well, okay, this is it, and what can I do? So I was like, okay, we all have our talents, and this is definitely not my talent. So let's find someone who has a talent for this. There must be farmers around here or, or something who can help me. So I went hiking, and look at my shoes. You can still see that with my shoes I went in the in the mud. And I went hiking. I found the farmer, and he got me out of the mud. So I was like, yay! It's all working out fine. And afterwards, I thought, oh, well, it's nice that I didn't panic or something because I was there all alone. And you can make all kinds of stories in our mind. Mm. Maybe that's a link to living on light also. That we have such a lot of programs in our mind from the start, from when we are born. We are taught that like we're going to die if we don't eat, but also with happiness that you have to find a good job to be happy, or to find friends and love. And actually, I think we a little bit thought that the happiness is outside of us. It's something that we need to get to us, that we need to grab. And what I also realized with with love, that the much I want something, like with the sexual thing or cuddling, the much I'm pulling, the more I'm pushing away. Especially when I'm more connecting for a relationship that doesn't work out till now because I'm just wanting too much, and then you're pushing it away. Um, and with happiness, in the end, or in the beginning, or whatever, it's the cycle. It is it is always there in the present. When you just are aware of the present, then the present is a present, because then there is the happiness. And it's not something that you achieve by doing a job or doing whatever. No, it's just it is here now. You can just go and sit there. Yes, wow, happiness. So it's not outside of us, but it's just within our reach. And we need to gain the consciousness to realize that. So I said I was going to make a video of living on light. I'm already 5 minutes away, and you haven't heard anything. So prepare that this might be a little bit long video. Mm, for me, living on light is all about freedom. Just have the freedom to eat whatever I like to eat. And my body is nourished by light. Everything is a frequency. And with the evolution, we are coming at the point that the body is nourished by light. Uh, in 40 years, probably everybody will be able to do this, and till that time, we are all evolving. So if you ask me, yeah, people are still dying because of hunger. Yes, they are, but it is all evolution, and it's not that I am better than anyone else. It's just another stage. And you can see it as a tree. You know, I feel like I am a leaf. I am healthy. I am uh, uh, yeah, full, grown, so to say. And when I will, at some time I will fall off the tree, and then I will be composed for a new tree and building it up again. So there is no judgment in high or low. It's all just a frequency. I hope this is a little bit clear to tell you that that we are at the end we are all one. Um, oh, there's another I have to be aware of the ums. Yes, with awareness also. It when you are getting aware of something, it doesn't mean that it will change immediately, but it is a trigger to be able to change things. Like with me living on light, that I that I feel that I am nourished by light, so my body is the most fittest when I don't eat, because everything is frequency, and food has a lower frequency than just light. But for me, it is then also becoming aware for why do I eat, and when do I eat. Mostly it is in the times between things that I have some space between one thing to another, and then I'm confronted with emptiness, loneliness. Yes, that's the bridge from the tree, just that at the end we are all one. So we were just one soul and split it out and all have our own consciousness concepts, but being separated from the source, that is a main karmic load. Not belonging to something, maybe, or wanting to belong to a group or to something. We are so attached to that, to many things, to food also. Let's keep the topic a little bit on food. Otherwise, I can tell all kind of things. So we're very attached to food. That people also tell me, if I could live on light, then I want to eat. I'm happy with eating and I'm enjoying it, and that's of course very good. It's nice to allow yourself to just enjoy eating food. I can learn from that, because for me it is like something inside of me that has to prove that I live on light, and therefore just don't eat whenever I like. So I don't really have the freedom, because I still like to prove something. And so that's also good to become aware of. No, I don't have to prove anything to anyone, because it's about my life, and if I like to eat something, then I can eat. It's just that the body doesn't need it. And I also learned you can eat also MSG and all kind of shit, and I know that I can, and sometimes I do, just to allow myself to get over it. You have to experience things to grow. A beautiful flower grows out of the mud. You know, you have to see the darkness to get into the light. So that's why I'm also experiencing things, and like taking the MSG or the food that isn't helping me, then I realize and I feel, okay, this is a lower frequency, and then it costs energy to regain my own frequency, but that's okay. You know, that is growing, and then I learn, okay, no, I don't take it. So at this point, with the Living on Light, I don't eat normal meals, so I don't have breakfast or lunch or dinner, only when I'm having a date or something, or with friends or social things. But then I eat just a little bit, and otherwise only still the little bit of cravings, like the chocolates for being lonely, or just for the taste to have something in my mouth, and the emptiness with between the moments. So that is for me living a light. And with all the things that I do and say, I'd really like to invite you to feel for yourself what feels good for me. Like it is my truth, and yeah, I'd like to invite you to see what your truth is. Because with living a life, for me, my system knows it, my soul knows it, because when I was in Atlantis, I lived in Atlantis about 13,000 years ago, and there I also lived on light. So that makes it more easy for my body, but many of you will have the same experience. And yeah, maybe the cycle is good to tell, because I learned living on light with Kai from Denmark. He learned in December 2012 with the big energy shift. The Maya calendar ended, and most people thought, oh, this is going to be the end of the world. No, it's just the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. And in December 2012, it was a really big cycle from 26,000 years. And Atlantis was the half of that, about 13,000 years ago, with a big flood afterwards. Many things are coming to the surface from that. That's also why I went to the pyramids. I tried to see the pyramids yesterday. And Kai learned then to live on light, and he has a sort of method with an initiation to pass it through. And the theme is more like that we use about 8% of our brain, and with the initiation it is upgraded with about 2 or 3%. So you can probably imagine if we can upgrade it with like many percents, and then we would probably go insane, because you might already think that I am mad with just a couple of percent extra, with thinking that I will be immortal, or just live until I'm 140 and then dematerialize, just because of the soul decides to leave the body. And I think that's also the thing, that we cannot really change things. It is just all about living that natural rhythm. So that's for my also living on light. It is part of my path, and if I have resistance on it, then my body will also start to resist. It will not be as happy and strong as it is now. And so in that case, we cannot change anything. The only thing that doesn't change is that everything changes, and it is just up to us to go along with the changes, to not fear to lose something, because we are attached to a person, or to food, or to a job, or to. So if you're going to realize what you're attached to, then there might be a lot of things, and no judgment on that, but just to realize it. And when we are afraid to change things, then it's not going to flow, and then you get emotional, or you get physical or mental diseases, illnesses, and so the invitation, like in the previous video, go with the flow. Try to feel what's good for you, and if the mind says from, oh no, be aware and blah, 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 try to see it. And then we can change it, and it doesn't have to be in like today, but when you're aware, you can go and change it. It's indeed a long video. I'd also like to share just one more thing about the living on light, because people also say to me, well, Floris, this cannot be good for you, because you need your vitamins and your minerals, and I can tell the story about frequencies, and I get it all out of the air. I don't even have to sun gaze to do it. But I had a test a few weeks ago where my body was scanned, and I was a little bit curious about this, because it is of course nice to know when it's measured how it is. And although I do realize that the common standards that are made will not probably be uh, my my standards, because, like, I don't know, you have to get 2,500 calories as a man a day. No, I think that are more standards that are set just out of commercial reasons and not for health. So yeah, with you can we could chat about that a lot. But then again, I had the test, and the results were that my elements are in balance, just a small differences. So really happy, and with the vitamins and minerals, there is only a shortage of B6, and then the mind goes like, oh, there is a shortage. So the ones who were telling me could say, well, you see, you have a shortage on vitamins or minerals. But then again, I'm also human, of course, so I also have my things to work out, and the life is like a dance, like a flow. You go up, you go down, and when I have a shortage of B6, and that will probably tell me something. So I went out and looked on the internet, but B6, and it was written B6 people in the Netherlands don't have a shortage of B6. That is never measured because it's in all the foods, the vegetables, fruits, but most people have too much of B6, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can. The logical mind can imagine something like that, but still, it is just like with the flow. There are ups and downs. So happy to be measured in a way that I'm like, okay, I have I am healthy. Yeah, and if the test would say that I wasn't, then I would still be a little bit like, is the test right? Because I can feel it the best, and that's also why I do the Qigong, the Tai Chi, and then you learn to connect with your body, to really feel what is going on inside of you, and you can let it flow. You can let the body flow, but also the emotions and the mental things, and you can get those three basic elements aligned, and then happiness can also occur. So that's why I like to give the lessons, and also the inner power training in Bali can help to be more aware of yourself, and then it's more with meditation to come inside of you and to become one with all the elements. The meditations there are more to become one with, the element of the sun and the earth and water and air. So there are many techniques and ways to explore this, and you can just see for yourself what suits you best. I have more things in my mind to share, but it's I don't know if it's okay to take so much time. You can always push on stop. You will say, "Wow, this is enough. I don't want to hear more." Because I also had an experience with my eyes, because I am used to wear glasses, and I still need to wear glasses when I'm in the car. Then I wear them, and I was at the optician also last week or 2 weeks ago, and I shared a little bit of my story. From I think that I can go without glasses sometimes, and he said, she said, well, no, that's not possible. It's your eyes can only get worse when you have minus something. Then I just learned it on my course, and sorry, but that's not going to happen. There are people that have tried it, but they went bankrupt because the system doesn't work. And I was like, okay, but in my memory, although I have a very short memory because I try to keep my head as empty as possible, but I thought that my sight was just a little bit improved last time. So she checked and she said, yes, that's true. It was from minus 2.25 to minus 2, but that is just a coincidence. That will not. Yeah, you will most likely be much going down now when we measure it now. I was like, okay, let's see then. Let's it's beter, we say in Dutch. So when you measure it, then you know it. And she did it as she was like, and what are you doing to gain more better eyes. So I was like telling a little bit when try not to wear my glasses too much and relax my eyes a lot with the qigong. And she was like, well, I'm going to do a little extra test, so another test. And then she said, yeah, your eyes did improve. They are from minus 2.25 to minus 2. Now it is minus 1.5. So I was like, well, yes, 1.5. So it does work. And I also told to her, and it's all about conditioning. When we are conditioned to think that eyes can only get worse, then they will only get worse. That's just the law of attraction. And as I try to turn around everything, then yes, you can also turn around things. And like the eyes are a nice proof that it is not from one moment into the other, although the energy is shifting really fast, so things can go much more faster than in the past. But it is possible as long as we change our mindset, as long as we go thinking out of the box. So, I think I'll better make an end of the video now. But if you'd like to learn more, you can see on my website, or subscribe to my newsletter, or join a Qigong or Tai Chi or the Inner Power, or just an individual thing. And I like to see you, like to share with you, embrace you, hug you, and let's end with a new ending. It is relaxed being relaxed. You're a relaxed being.